see the light of day. But I can also see the bones decay. I don't know what else there is to say. I'm doing my best not to run away. Sitting throwing rocks across the pavement, hoping it'll cave in and swallow me whole. Wondering how the world keeps on spinning, kinda scared of living when it unfolds. Hard to see the light when everything is tight and waiting for the clear. Thankful I'm alive, but terrified of dying. But hey, I'm still here.
The music just feels so good. You're on the number one.
There's something in it that's so beautiful. Listen, I can see the light of day. But I can also see the bones decay. I don't know what else there is to say. I'm doing my best not to run away.
Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's rock.
Welcome to it. It's 3 past 3 right here on the TDA radio. It's the Clay Pot, and we're with Ms. Natasha.
Hi.
Hi,
A lot of new faces in the studio. I feel like when I left last week, somebody just like switched off the lights and turned them back on again.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna just do quick intro so that Ms. Natasha knows us.
Yes, please.
My name is Peño, but they call me Tesla here.
Why Tesla?
Long story short, technology. I'm a geek.
Okay. I'll buy it. Next.
My name is Sedi,
Okay. Nice
but
to meet you.
I like it when you say Sedi J because my middle name starts with a J.
So Sadie J.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Thank
And
you.
I'm Toy. Thank you for having us, Miss Natasha.
Okay, I feel like I'm gonna need a nickname as well. Miss Natasha just sounds so boring. Also, it sounds like a teacher, like I'm about to reprimand you for being late or
Yeah.
something.
No, but
Ma'am.
it sounds cool.
Miss Natasha. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
Miss
fine.
Natasha.
Yeah.
Or
Miss
Nat.
Nash.
Miss Nash.
Natty.
Miss Tashi.
Natty Nice. We don't know.
I like Nasty Nat. Let's go with that one.
Ooh.
Makes it sound like I'm a 90s hip hop artist or
Yeah.
something.
Definitely.
Drop a verse, Miss Natty Nice.
Okay, so the Clay Pot, you guys are new. So let me tell you a little bit what it is. It's basically a podcast about third culture kids.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you guys know what that is? It's okay if you don't.
Because you're going to tell us.
Yes, pretty much, exactly. Okay, so third culture kids are people who are basically either born or raised outside like their parents' culture.
Okay.
So like the example I like to use is my husband. His parents were Romanian, and then he was born there, lived there for 12 years, and then he moved to the U.S.
Okay.
So there's a culture that his parents have, like in home.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
hear the parents
Yeah.
give you a culture at home.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be the dutiful child, and then there's a culture when you go out in the streets,
Yeah.
which is I'm sure not the culture your parents want you to
Yeah.
have out in the
Right?
streets. So basically, third culture because there's the one at home, and there's one outside, and then there's you in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
middle.
In the middle.
Yeah.
Yes. And the reason why it's called the clay pot is because, not to get, like super smart on you, but a lot of civilizations start, when they look for if somebody was there, like a culture or tribe or something, it's always they look for clay remnants.
Oh.
Oh.
It's what they use to, either carry food or water or birth, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's called the clay pot because across all nations we use clay for everything.
For everything.
So whether you're from
Absolutely.
here, from China,
Right.
I'm sure up north where it gets cold, I'm sure clay's been used. So that's why it's called that.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Makes
That's
sense.
amazing.
Cool
Makes sense.
concept.
Oh, well, I like
That's
this crowd.
amazing.
They're so nice to me. But yeah, so today's topic is language. And it's always an interesting one because so full disclosure, I'm mixed, right? So my dad's
Okay.
white, my mother's black,
Okay.
Yeah.
Botswana.
Oh,
My name's Natasha, so people don't assume that I'm from here.
Yeah.
So whenever I speak to Botswana, people are always just like,
really? Is that you?
yeah, like
Yeah.
yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I went to Mr. Price with my husband, who's tall and white, so obviously we speak English. And then the lady asked, I thought she wanted a price check. I was like, oh no.
Abar.
Yeah,
I got that.
I got it in.
Yeah.
And then everybody stops. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Which is also a good lesson though. Don't talk about people because you assume they don't
Yeah.
understand
Don't
you.
make assumptions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it happens to me all the time. And then they say some things. But yeah, so language.
But
Yeah.
is your Setswana perfect? Would you say it's
It
perfect?
is. Did you just
It's
say
not.
ab-
I mean, is Setswana ever perfect? No, hold on. Is
No,
our
true.
Setswana ever perfect?
No, but
never.
we
Not
try.
because
Because right now, if you
try.
go back to your grandmother's house, I'm sure she'd look at you like, hey.
No, true. Definitely.
Hana gompieno batho.
Okay.
Wow,
no,
wait,
it's
wait.
perfect. No, it's
Yeah.
perfect.
But yes, no, I grew up speaking Setswana first.
Oh,
English is my
okay.
second
Awesome.
language.
All
Believe
right.
it or not.
Okay.
Mutamuchudibile, my house is where I was actually born.
Guys, yeah, no.
Is there. Like
Yeah.
200 meters that way.
The
is where I was
Lekgowa
born
is speaking
and
Setswana.
raised.
No, but the way she switches from English to Setswana, like say, yo.
I actually had
Did
a
you guys
conversation.
do that?
I actually had a conversation with you, Tesla, about how we switch accents with different languages.
Yes.
Like you sound different when you speak English, and then
Very
if it's you
true.
sound
Very, very
different
true.
as well. So I guess it.
Kappa language is tricky. I get.
It
At
is.
least in
It is.
Botswana, people
Yeah.
like if you don't speak Botswana, they're like, you think you're better than us.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I get-
Right.
But you know what I've learned, okay? Here's what happens. Like in a similar situation with you at the shop. Botswana treat other Botswana differently, and as soon as you show that you don't speak Setswana, it just something
A little bit
freezes.
like
It
So-
changes, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember this day, we're at the shop and I'm in a queue with my friends. So this lady sees, okay, fine, she's tired. She wants to go for lunch break. She sees my friend in front of me. My friend speaks Setswana, and she's just like, no, get happy. My lunch break starts now. The line is gonna end there. And I come from behind. I'm just like, excuse me, ma'am. What did you say? Then she's just like, the English is not. It's
switched.
just like, okay, fine. After you. The line,
Yeah.
So sometimes.
I think I relate to what you're saying, eh? In my previous job, there was a customer who wasn't happy. The rightful person to argue with was my boss, not me, for that time. So now she's yelling and screaming and shouting at me. Soon as my boss walks in, she changes, like flipped, like,
Oh, wow.
oh my god, hi, how are you? I was just
The
like-
manners somehow manifest themselves
and
out of
I'm
nowhere.
there, and I'm there looking at her like, but you were just yelling at me. Why aren't you doing the same to her? Now my boss understands this, yeah?
Yeah.
I explained to her, she's like, but you shouldn't be yelling at her. I'm here
Yeah.
now, talk to me. No, my boss didn't get yelled at. I'm the one who left there with a broken heart. So I relate.
Hey, no, but it's hard, eh? It is hard. Oh, hello. Are you joining us?
Yeah, just for a little bit.
Okay.
'Cause this part of the conversation is actually something that I talk to my friends a lot about.
Okay.
I believe it is an inferiority complex with Botswana to the white man. Because, it's...
I love his face was like,
It's
oh.
like, okay.
Right.
No, because it's true. Like, as you were saying, it happens. I have a friend whose surname is not so... It's English. Tata,
Yeah.
it's English. It's
Yeah.
American English. And he has a mixed accent. He
Okay.
doesn't particularly speak Tata. He doesn't speak Setswana. I don't want to lie. You can tell when he's speaking Setswana, he has an accent of somebody who's trying. So when he tries to get help at stores or customer service, ba mo neneketsa. Because he doesn't look, and he looks fair and whatever. They're like, oh yeah, no, but when you say, oh, mastile hela tsena mo shopong, e nna kganya gore system me down.
Right.
And that's what they do,
Eish,
right?
ha gona, hey, Because I went to the store with him one time to ask for help with something, and this lady basically helped him to the best how she could, but because he's somebody who's inquisitive and doesn't want to take no for an answer, she was like, she had that thing of, you think because
This is getting annoying.
you think because you don't, and then I was like,
better.
no, I had to speak Setswana to her, like, listen, Motaro watla senane, listen, can you get it for
Please just
him?
help.
Hey.
I have a friend, she lives in the US right now, but her dad is Botswana. The mom is Kenyan. But she was born in the US and then moved back to Botswana, and now she's back there. So, I mean, she's not even third culture, she's like on the 10th one at this point. But she doesn't speak Setswana.
Okay.
I get it. And she always felt like, what people always just thought either they would talk about her because they knew she didn't speak Setswana, or the same thing, or they'd be like, okay, why don't you speak your own language? She's like, no, if somebody didn't teach it to me, how am I supposed to know?
Yeah.
Like somebody
Download
dropped
it.
the ball somewhere, or somebody decided, okay, you're gonna speak English, and that's how we're raising you. But when she comes back, she always feels like, hey, they just. I love my people, but sometimes they can make you feel a certain way
Honestly.
for things that aren't even your fault.
Yeah, and they seem as if you're disrespecting them when you speak to them in
Yes.
English. Like, but yeah, really.
But I think the one mistake we make as Botswana is assuming that people that are light or white don't know Setswana. I've had experiences whereby my workmates.
Not even me.
Yeah.
My father, who's white with blue eyes, he speaks Setswana because he's been here for, I don't know, I think like 40 years or something. The man, at this point, Setswana, and people always assume Setswana, and then they talk about, and he's this old little man, he's so cute. And then he turns around and they're just like, hey, you don't know my people.
Like, I'm sorry if I keep using references from my past, but then we were working. The client comes in, he's in a wheelchair. Now the girl I'm working with is like, hey, we didn't like like you're saying that in front of a client. You're assuming that he's not catching what she's saying.
Yeah.
You know what that old man said? Like, imagine. What man? He's like, he didn't even say anything other than that. And he left. That's it. Obviously, things turned out bad for her because she got a warning and stuff. So I learned from that you don't assume that somebody doesn't know your language because it could get you in trouble.
I mean, like, really, the language, I mean, the whole language thing, does that make you a Motswana if you only, like, if you can't or can speak Setswana?
No.
Are you a Motswana because you can't speak it?
You can be a Motswana even if you don't speak
I
Setswana.
mean, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a dissenting opinion?
No, I mean,
I mean, not my personal opinion, but like an opinion that I could probably
the
say.
streets.
Yeah, from the streets. An opinion that I can probably say, you're not,
You're not a Motswana.
It's no. It's not half-thoughted. If it's basically a thing of like culture. I get it. Culture determines who you are, where you're from, and language is part of culture.
Without a doubt.
So if you weren't raised in, say, cultural activities that define how you behave or whatever, and you don't even know the language per se, can you, those are your roots, can you identify yourself as
with them.
Hey, Waban? Because if I don't know what, okay, no, I come from Molopole, because it's my totem, and we don't particularly have a distinguishing language. Or if if you don't know that, if you don't know your totem, where you come from, how you were raised, or the traditions that they govern themselves by, and you can't even speak the language. Can you particularly say Kemotswana?
By birth.
yes, you
why
can.
not?
Yes, you can. I think.
So what if you're not born in Botswana?
But let's say, your parents are Botswana, but you were born
Or
somewhere
like
else.
that, white, Caucasian, mixed, they are mixed, something, and one of them is, say, Motswana. Especially if it's your mother. Because we know we have these things of Osoko, your dad,
Your
Atsana.
dad, yeah.
So now if you don't speak the language, your mom is the one who's Motswana, your dad is nowhere near Motswana.
Hey.
Our Motswana.
half Motswana.
So what are you saying, that you wouldn't be? You don't consider
I'm just saying that. No, I'm
like,
just saying that I can understand where that thought
might come
Comes
from.
from.
Yeah.
Fair. I don't agree, but fair.
Same.
You don't agree? I
No,
guess.
not at all.
I mean, I don't. But on the flip side, right? So, fine. My mother is the Motswana, I guess. And personally, if you know anything about either, well, you may not know because I didn't say my last name. Yes. So make the assumption that you will. But I mean, this was the story of my life, at least when I was growing up, because my mother's the one who's the Motswana, my father is the expat,
Yeah.
that I could not be considered Motswana, even though I was
Yes.
born here.
Yeah.
Now, I understand what you're saying, what if you're born somewhere else? But I think the land in which you are born sometimes has very little, or can have a lot to do with who you are and where you come from.
Yeah, that's right.
I was not born in the US, and for most of my life, I did not consider myself American, but I lived there for 12 years, and after a while, I said, I guess I kind of am, because I can't just wipe out the fact that my father exists and where he comes from.
Right.
So I don't think, personally, if it was the other way around, I was born in the US and my mother Motswana, I couldn't say, well, I'm not a Motswana, because that is then to completely wipe away the fact that she
Disregard.
was born
Yes.
of a place, of cultures, of people, of dances, of songs, of food, that I could, if I wanted to, explore.
Yeah.
But then again, it wouldn't be, I mean, it's not your fault where you're born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people, I mean, they really wish they were born in places.
Well, I think this language thing, we're gonna have to get accustomed to having kids that actually don't know their languages, because as of now, like my mom is Kalanga, my dad is from Mankodi Kimuhurutsi, but I don't speak perfect Kalanga. I try. I don't, but my sister doesn't speak Kalanga at all. So, do we still consider her to be part Kalanga or not, just because she can't speak Kalanga? You see, we're gonna have to tolerate the fact that kids are gonna be born and be raised in towns where they don't actually live with the grannies, or even Sisap. It's something we're gonna have to live with. It just say Mokalaka, but you don't speak Kalanga. That's my view.
I'm sure there are people who are crying out there. My sister's one of them. She has a 2.5-year-old. And right now, I mean, everything's in English. Like, she's not in school yet. Is Corona, so she hasn't met anybody outside of our family. She does not know there's a whole world outside of her gate, really, or to her grandmother's house. That's really the extent of it. But every day, my sister decided the first language a child's gonna learn is Setswana. That's how we were raised.
Yeah.
Even with my dad being American, the first language we learned was Setswana. But at least then it was easier because the kids you played with knew about Setswana.
Yeah.
Right.
Or I mean, like everything pretty much was in Setswana.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, there's Netflix. And none of that is in Setswana. I mean, and a child's gotta be, she's gotta be entertained somehow. And right now it's Peppa Pig.
Yeah.
So we don't know what she's about, but she's there and she speaks English if she speaks at all. So now my niece, who before was doing so well, learns Setswana, but now she says things in English, and you're trying to figure out, Lord, where did you learn these words? Because we don't say them to you, and it's because of the internet. So now she's like having this hard conversation about how is she gonna get rid of the internet because but they're kids who grew up speaking English and nothing else.
That's true. And I was saying to a friend recently that language is actually one thing that separates us. Yeah, language is the only thing. Like, this is a huge tool that we don't really consider it to be huge, but it is.
It is.
I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to do this, but if you take it to religion, we believe that there is God, right?
Sure.
There is like the higher source, and then there's the founder for every religion. Don't you think we're actually referring to one thing? The only thing that is just separating us is the language, right?
Yeah, and languages, I mean, it's one of those things, like you say, it identifies you. I mean, like, can you imagine saying some of these things you say in Setswana in English? It makes no sense.
Yeah,
No,
right.
Like, have you tried?
Sound right.
Honestly.
It doesn't. So, like, Setswana to me has always been the fun language. English is so boring.
I was gonna say that. Like,
And
even the
I love
jokes.
English, but man, it's
Even
boring.
the
Oh
jokes.
yeah, you
No,
can't
but-
say certain
but
jokes
for
in
me, it's
English.
actually
It
the
doesn't make
opposite.
sense.
I
It
feel
doesn't
that
make
English
sense.
is more fun.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
I
ma'am.
do.
Nah, I mean, like, the
That's how-
stories. My grandmother, when she starts telling stories, I mean, I'm trying to think if she said in English, would she even be as funny
Yeah.
or as sassy? I feel like we'll just be looking at her like,
Yeah.
okay, crazy lady. But in Setswana, you're just like, hey,
Right.
this is why we don't let you out. Because you just be saying some things.
No, that's true. That's
But yeah,
true.
man, it's hard. I have this conversation a lot with my husband because he speaks English and Romanian.
Oh.
And for him, it was easy because at home, they just spoke Romanian. And he kept it alive even though he was far away. But his younger brother has 2 kids and they live in the US and he doesn't speak Romanian to them. And they're Like they're the next generation.
Yeah,
And from his dad's
definitely.
side, they're the only ones because
Yeah.
they're the only 2 grandkids out of the whole line. So I'm like, does it stop here? Like these kids won't ever grow
Yeah.
up speaking Romanian.
No.
They won't understand certain things. Like it just,
Yeah.
it makes you wonder about how
next
much,
generation,
how much we, I don't know, either take it for granted or not that we speak 2 languages already
Right.
without trying. And people out there trying to learn French and it's hard.
It's really hard. I've tried and failed.
I think I took 7 years of French. I cannot say, I can say
7
hi.
years.
Yo.
But
Like
you should
formal
be fluent.
education.
Yes.
Seven
So
is a
standard
lot.
6, standard 7, from 1 all the way to
Oh.
form
Oh,
5.
okay.
Oh no, but it's understandable. I've been there.
I,
I know what you mean.
dude.
Because the formal way school curriculum of teaching language, Tata, is
It
not.
doesn't
It doesn't teach
about to-
language.
It's not on.
Yeah.
It doesn't teach
work.
language.
I
It
was
has-
about to ask about how do you do that? I mean, how do you teach
7 years.
a child 2 languages at the same time?
No, but apparently in your mind you start to
No,
you
listen.
figure it out.
Hey,
you
yeah.
understand.
Hey.
But okay, this one is
Okay.
clearly one, and the other one, when I
Because
say it,
then
is clearly the
Definitely.
other.
You have kids who will just hear what you're saying but not be able to say it out. Like with me, my granddad grew up in South Africa, lived there. He came that side one is like late 30s in fact. So he speaks Zulu. I can hear him. Of course I can respond a few words, but some words I'm just like, hey, child, I can't even hear what you're saying. So like he couldn't teach me Zulu.
But I think the fact that you're able to understand him.
Yeah, that's
there's,
what I'm
there's,
saying.
there's
Start.
actually,
Yeah,
there's actually
that's
a
what I'm
chance
saying.
of you being able to talk back to him.
But
if you gave yourself the chance.
I understand what she means.
Right.
Because, you see, I personally, I'm a youngster, you know. I'm a baby. I'm a young.
Yeah.
But I grew up. Rita Stana like at least niggas are at public school.
Yeah.
Standard 1, I think, and then somewhere around standard 2 I started going to private school.
Yeah.
But kwa standard 1, Rita Stana se go resiwang. Wa wana start. Go Stana sa bunkuku. And then
Setswana
my
tolo.
younger brothers, Omu is 17, the other is 13. The 17-year-old, because
Yeah, no, I don't
Basimol
It's
said,
not being taught
hey,
anymore.
they started Setswana in school at standard 3
Hey.
at a private school, and it was an option for some kids. So the
Yeah.
school curriculum language, I understand why
Yeah.
learning French go skolong is difficult. Because I've tried to learn French go skolong. It's difficult because
struggle.
they're teaching you formal or they're teaching
Exactly, I
you
was
that's
school
gonna say
ways.
that.
They're
Yeah.
not teaching you
That's
the
right.
language in
It's
essence.
not like
Yeah.
conversational.
That's right.
Hey.
Yeah.
But it's
right?
like going to like a physics class. You get in, you're learning, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Can't wait
I
for the
can,
test.
yeah, but I can remember this, but I don't understand it. And then
can
you
pass
come
the
out, you're like,
test.
cool,
Right?
You know,
I passed. It's quick.
And then
Yeah.
there's a bunch of youngsters. You come there with a formal Dumelang. They're just like, okay, granddaddy. What happened to Eta? What happened to Ola?
How's
Hey,
it?
You know what I'm
Papa
saying?
say.
That's the thing. Like the formal one, just it's too rigid.
Yeah, and definitely no language is separating us. Cause
No,
then
but
It is like a,
it is.
I think they should find a way of making it fun for kids to learn. If it's fun, they'll definitely nail it. Whatever you do and you put in the fun element in it, it makes it easy for you to catch on really fast.
Kappa, they say me like particularly languages, the best time is when you're really, really young.
Yeah.
Or you could learn 3 and you wouldn't even realize that.
No,
You're
definitely.
learning
Yeah,
That's
but and it
true.
doesn't. It's not confusing. I mean, like
No.
you eventually you start to work it out and be like,
Yeah.
okay, if I say this, it's English.
Yeah.
The same word as this in
That's
Setswana.
true.
But if you start, in the standard 6s, and you're just like, I'm just here to get an A and move on.
Yeah.
But the people
Yeah.
who's wrong me in the streets of Paris right now, I'm going to piss off a lot of people. Okay, I'm going to be escorted out of their country tomorrow.
But
Yeah.
then with your husband, he's Romanian.
Yes.
Do you teach him Setswana? Does he know a few words?
Love that. Love that laugh.
No, ma'am. No, it's not because. Well, okay. I honestly, to me, I wouldn't even know where to start to teach him Setswana. I don't know, because for me, it was at home with my mother, my father, my siblings. I have no idea. So, and for him, he's also like, hey, Ghana, it's hard. Like, Setswana, have you ever tried to really learn? Ghana, it's hard, my people.
Apparently, the best
He knows
way.
some words. Some people, like, you hear them
okay.
every single day. I mean, because he works here, so he hears people. He knows certain things or words or whatever. But
Apparently, the
I'm
best
out
way
of-
to learn a language is through songs.
really,
Yeah. Like, just jam to the Setswana jam, get him, listen to those Setswana people. He must speak just one song that he likes.
and over
Like,
and
hear
over.
over 10 words, then translate. That's where we start.
No, but before he sings it, he should get somebody to translate first. Yo,
Yeah, no,
because
no,
he
The
might-
translating part is
No, he has to listen to the song
In
first,
Setswana.
and then if he likes it, then that's the thing. Because then he'll repeat it and sing it. Later on, he'll be interested to know what it means.
Okay, we'll run a test. Okay, I'll do an
Yeah,
experiment.
you're gonna try it.
Send me some suggestions of songs, but like nice ones, because hey, you just be pressing next.
And then you come here and let us know how it went.
I
eh?
will. I'll let
Yeah.
you guys know. But hey, Setswana's hard, my people. It really
Yeah,
is.
no,
You guys-
it
you
is.
can
I
hear him.
mean-
He's on that side. You can ask him why he hasn't learned Setswana.
Who is the Eddie?
Yeah, you can ask him.
Yeah.
I mean, we've only been here we moved back 2.5 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
Okay.
It
No, it's not
hasn't
even
been
true. It's
long.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
So, give the man some time. He'll be fine.
Yeah,
no,
eventually
he'll be
he'll
fine.
catch on.
He
eh?
come along.
Yeah.
You guys can teach him as he walks through the studio.
Oh, he's around?
You may have seen him. He's the tall white one. Tall white one. Mr. Aldez, my husband.
And you killed that
Okay.
part.
So crazy.
So that's the husband, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He has been summoned.
Yeah, there you
You better move.
go. That's the spouse.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, I think he knows what you just said, eh?
I hope.
That's one.
We'll work on it, don't worry.
He was probably gonna say, "No, I'm good. Oh, you."
Yeah. Right.
There's usually that thing where people learn, the first phrase that people learn in the language is actually, I can't speak the language.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's to prepare yourself.
And the greetings. That's the first
And
thing.
no.
And no.
Yeah.
What was the other word? No. Yeah,
See,
you
I
need-
grew up in a generation where the first
Yeah.
the first words you learned in a language were the bad ones. That's the generation I
Yeah.
grew up in.
The
Yeah,
aggressive
it's
Always,
ones.
I always learned the bad ones.
The aggressive
first.
ones.
So I
That's
knew-
right. Yeah.
I knew what to. If somebody tried to test me, I could at least defend myself.
That's
But then
right.
you're not allowed to say it when you're with your parents, because you'd be in trouble.
Yeah, no. Well, my parents are actually very relaxed. I mean, they don't enjoy it if I say bad words, but
Okay.
I'm grown at this point. So what are they gonna do? Huh?
Yeah.
What, ground me? No. I'm just gonna leave their house.
And then they go call you
Yeah,
back.
so
Like,
they're like, why haven't you? Hey, why haven't you checked on me
please
recently?
listen. Yeah.
Linkubi like
I have my own
It's
life.
amazing.
Hey,
So, quick one, guys. How many languages do you guys speak?
Fluently or like just,
like you could get
Bits and
by.
pieces.
What if somebody threw you in the streets somewhere? Could you not insult somebody?
I think I can speak French because formal education.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can speak a bit of Spanish because Dora the Explorer.
But of course, you gotta love her.
Yes.
Delicioso.
Portuguese.
Oh, ma'am.
Because
Okay.
I attributed to French. So it's easy to kind of just
Crossover a bit.
yeah, just a bit. But Portuguese is like down on the spectrum, like there. And then I speak Setswana obviously and English. And I hear and can respond to Pedi.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little bit of
Yeah. Like
Pedi.
Setswana, right?
Yes,
yeah.
and the Tswana because Kana Setswana and Tswana is not the same.
Yes,
so that's
yes.
that's English.
Yeah, can you
Setswana.
stop now? Some of us don't know.
Just like child.
Who are you? The United Nations?
I'm a proud African.
Yes.
I keep it home
Yes,
in
girl.
Africa.
Yes.
Spanish, French, ma'am, that's you. man. So listen. So I can obviously Setswana, Tswana, Pedi because
Excuse me, how many was that?
That's Tswana, Pedi,
Pedi.
Portuguese, French,
French,
In
that's fine.
English.
and English.
okay.
Wow.
Yeah, the bars are high, but it's fine. So it's Setswana, Tswana, Pedi, Zulu, a bit of Xhosa,
Girl.
English.
Girl.
Come on, Afrikaans, a bit of
Oh
Afrikaans
yeah.
as well.
Oh, I understand. I understand.
We're
why
going to
you-
call people out on there.
Yeah. I'm not competing with nobody.
I can have some tests out for you guys to verify.
I can handle
Are you
one
sure?
competition at a time,
Are you
guys.
sure you know
One
Portuguese?
competition at a time.
I'll just go near in Afrikaans. Like you say something near. Like no, don't even go to the next question.
Afrikaans.
I guess nie verstaan Setswana.
Yeah.
I can niet verstaan Setswana.
Oh yeah, well, I understand that. You
Yeah,
have
of
to speak
course.
Afrikaans to know
I
what
guess
you're saying.
seven Delan in the his house.
Like, if that's all we got, I speak Afrikaans.
You wanna take? Okay. We'll see. Google Translate this here, guys.
I'm not even a part of the
Guys,
show.
guys.
What about you?
Now I'm
Sari J?
pressured to add languages that I don't know because you guys are making it hard.
Be like,
We
I
will
speak
test you.
Russian. Somebody test me.
I speak Japanese, you know.
Konnichiwa.
Not Slim's not even a word.
Arigato.
But we learned that from the Boys Over Flowers.
It's Korean. It's actually Korean. It's South
yeah,
Korean.
it's a bit of
And South
Whatever that
Korean,
is.
actually.
Guys, just because you guys watch it on Netflix or YouTube does not
I mean, like,
understand.
I can, I can converse
Yes,
until
like-
you start asking me when so you live, and I'm like,
Yeah, guys.
All right.
So, okay, so we have
So
English.
at the moment, I'm actually learning Afrikaans.
Okay.
I have the app. I have a friend who's Afrikaans, so I'm getting there.
okay.
I speak Kalanga, which is local.
Okay.
Ndebele, I try,
The girl.
as well as Shona. Bits and pieces there and there.
Mr. Ian.
Where do you guys have the time, guys?
No,
I'm
we're
learning
multifaceted.
just
Exactly.
surviving with
In most cases, you learn it from the people you live
Around
with.
you,
Yeah.
yes.
And so peace, guys. TV is just dishing it.
Yeah, and English, of course. So
And
yeah,
Setswana.
let's not count.
Okay.
That's
Leave
five.
it at that.
No,
eh?
we're not counting, but it's
Okay.
5.
Okay.
Nobody's counting, but it's
You have to do that.
You guys are crazy. I speak two, my people. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna try to pretend like I can talk to Dora the Explorer.
Yeah.
No. I speak English and Setswana.
Finish.
That's it.
You don't speak Romanian, even just a little bit.
Tesla.
I know like certain words or had like certain phrases, but
Yeah.
that doesn't count. I mean, like, I spent some time, well, not really some time. We spent like 5 weeks there once, and at the end of it, you understand what people
Yeah,
are saying. You
that's
get
right.
the gist.
Yeah.
But the moment I left, I was just like, okay, well,
Cool.
I'm back to the two. And here I thought I was special. You guys just shamed me, you humbled me.
No, I think
I'm not gonna think about my life choice.
I think you're the winner for now because you're the only one with 2, eh? That I guess.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah.
Hey,
no,
because when we think we're
you
multitasking,
guys-
Unverified, you guys.
Right.
Some of us, we're proven. We've shown. We don't know. And you.
I was about to say the same thing.
Okay.
All right. Setswana, Kalanga, Shona, Ndebele,
Yeah.
Zulu, a little bit of Xhosa,
Yeah.
English.
Yeah.
Keep going.
No,
No,
you've done
hey,
it.
I'm from home.
and you had the nerve to look at me like I'm crazy.
He's
I'm
like,
at
what,
7.
6? And
You
he's
know, it's
thinking,
like, maybe.
Yeah.
I think you forgot one, hey? The tech language.
Oh yeah, he speaks fluent geek. He speaks fluent geek. Gibberish.
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 Okay, it's fine.
Hey,
Yeah,
guys.
so you can add it to your list of languages
Hey.
you speak or
Yes,
understand.
if you can code and do that stuff is a language, man.
It's
It's
all
hard.
languages,
right?
It is.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked at that? I mean, I get
Java.
confused by an Excel equation. Okay.
I had to do it for
Some
some
if
course
things-
module.
What is that?
Coding. We had to
Oh,
code.
yeah,
We had to
yeah.
code on WAMP, not on WAMP. WAMP and WordPress is pre-template and whatever.
That's
but
HTML.
yo, Jesus, Tesla. I have
Guys,
never
guys,
tried in
stop it.
school.
You guys are making us feel like we're not smart. Can
No,
you
but
stop it,
here's
please?
here's the thing. I barely survived that
I would like
module.
to
Hey?
steal the crown from Tesla. If he's going to have a tech language, then I have an interior design language. Because we do have 10.
Yo.
Tesla.
Oh, if that's the case, I'm gonna throw some things out there as well.
Yes.
So,
We need to be stopped as soon as possible, guys.
It's getting
It's
personal.
getting personal.
I know, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm the winner. So there we go.
Yes.
You know, one thing that I saba well.
okay.
It's
well?
I don't know if we would be able to, but to come to a point where we can speak to each other in different languages and still communicate.
Yeah.
Like you speak Kalanga, I speak
Ndebele.
Ndebele,
Yeah.
and we're just like there. You know, like
We're
how
just
they do it in
conversing and
SA.
it's flowing. Yeah.
And it's
yeah.
flowing, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, you know, you're just like, gunu, 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 and I'm just like, ging, 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 ging. This is how these songs sound. This is how these languages sound.
no,
Just
that's
people who don't know
true.
them. You know, like, gunu, 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 it's like, you know, like,
Hey,
ging, 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 but we know what's going on.
Yeah. we
Like, how do
understand
we
each
get?
other.
Do you think we'll ever get there here in Botswana?
We will.
How?
I think we
Really?
will. Just give it time.
Okay, I'm gonna be the pessimist here because
Yeah, no,
Botswana love to take their time.
Yeah.
Like we're talking like 100 generations
Yeah,
from now,
right.
Yeah.
because we move it like
Snail
the
pace.
slowest possible
That's
speed.
true. That's
Or,
true.
or alternatively, we could just decide, let's all just, forget about all these languages and just speak Esperanto.
Okay, you just lost us.
Ma'am, no.
No, ma'am.
It's
What
the-
is Botswana? Okay.
No, but like, listen. This is supposedly unverified facts. Supposedly the language that was meant to replace all languages. It was supposed to be like a universal
Okay.
But like,
language.
what was the root? Is it like a
I
Latin
Is it
or like
Latin or
a?
I have no idea. I was just told somebody was trying to learn Setswana and they're like, take your language back, go to the language store, get a refund and give me Esperanto because what is this?
Hey, that's one
Yeah.
of No, I mean like it's one of those things that I mean certain countries are very proud of their languages. I mean, and they work hard to promote it, to keep it, to push it on.
it.
And I feel like Botswana, as much as we love ourselves, because man, we do love ourselves.
Yeah.
We do, and there's a lot to love. We are good people.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're dropping the ball on each other with Botswana.
No,
Yeah.
we are.
what's
We're
Botswana.
like we're not
not
promoting.
embracing, it.
We're
Yeah.
not having kids learn about. God, even if you come from Gabon, there are people in your family that come from other like villages to learn about life,
Even if
culture.
Setswana is a whole cocktail as on its own. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah,
That's
it is.
true.
How about I think also it's like Setswana, of course, is like the main language, right? But that meant other people sacrificed their own languages
Honestly.
to all learn Setswana. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, all these people from everywhere that I'm sure are wishing that they could go back to learn their
Throw
whole
in some,
language.
you
But
know,
it promotes tribalism.
Some gung
But
gung gung
such
in
is
there.
life.
I mean, that's true, but also I feel like people are very proud about where they come from. If you
Hey.
ask somebody what Umukai, I mean, like, and like, I'm proud. I was married. That lovely tall white man that is my husband. We were married here.
Aww.
Yeah, no. If you ever been, you've heard of that. No, okay, you know where the Sodom is filmed?
The what?
Korasisa.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, there's a hill up there.
Okay.
If you've ever, have you not seen the Sodom Chudi? Like
No.
Ian is failing you, Mago. People go to YouTube. It is a
Okay.
film that was made by our media club in Sana 6.
Oh.
So it is about, you guys know the Mating folklore,
Yes,
right?
yes. Yeah,
So
we
it's based around that. So watch it, it's great. But where it was filmed is where actually we got married.
Okay.
Because that is where my mother was, that's her home.
Okay.
So hey, love, man, now I'm a proud Mokhatla. I may not have done everything I'm supposed to do
Yes.
as a Mokhatla woman, and even in the marriage situation.
Okay.
But you know,
Yeah.
people are proud to be where they're from,
Yeah, definitely.
and there's nothing wrong with that. And even if it means that we go back to learning their languages,
Yeah.
I think it's important that people want to be proud about where they come from, and they should be allowed
Yeah.
to. I mean, we all say we're Africans. Even I don't even. I mean, yes, we're all Africans. Even though Africa is a massive place with a lot of people and a lot of languages.
Yeah.
But you know, nothing wrong with that. We're very proud of that. So hey.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
anyway,
I forgot to add.
I digress.
I tried learning Sesubia. You know those people that come from up there, up from the north.
Yeah.
I tried.
Oh,
So
whatever.
when you were saying
When you asked them,
that language is difficult to learn. The way they speak, they like roll their tongues and stuff.
Right.
I failed. Like the only thing I can say right now is Dumelang in Subia. I'm not gonna say it now because it's gonna sound bad. But at least I know that one word.
Yeah.
Other than that, I know that languages are difficult to learn.
Yeah.
But with that one, I think we went
It
way.
takes space. I mean, if we're going to talk about the languages we failed to learn, I might win as well.
Yeah.
I tried. I mean, French obviously I failed. I tried taking Italian in uni.
No.
It's very fun, but man, no. I tried learning Portuguese. That didn't take. I tried learning Spanish. That didn't take. Yeah, it's a lot, but you know the whole point is that if you
Yeah.
fail, it's okay, guys.
Yeah.
Failure
Yeah.
is always
Right.
an option. You just need to learn to rise above, because you will fail a lot.
Yeah, so because like you were saying, like I don't credit myself for knowing these languages as well. these are the languages that I grew up and people are speaking. And I wasn't even aware that I was taking in what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So everybody just comes in and just like does that thing, and I'm just as
Yeah.
a kid, you know, the storage is open.
Yeah.
So
You
I got there. Hey,
you are receiving
I'm
it.
just receiving. I'm just.
Yeah.
So when I get there, they're just like, Tolebelek. I'm just there like, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
No, okay, but could you imagine, like, if you guys grew up with all these wonderful languages and therefore cultures around you, could you imagine if you grew up where you only spoke one?
That would be
So, like,
boring,
imagine,
right?
No, like the Americans out there, or like people who live in England, or like even I'm sure Russia, they speak
One
One.
language.
because that is it.
That would suck.
Yeah, no, that would
Imagine,
worry.
eh?
Do you think
No,
so?
that
I
would
think,
be
I
boring.
think
You know
you would
that
have
is
gotten
certain
used to
cultures
it.
are racist.
Oh, so there's that. There's that also, honestly.
I don't know, because we're not about to.
Wow.
Right, generalize a whole bunch of people
I didn't
with that.
call nobody out.
Man.
I was just thinking out loud, Ed Sheeran, you know.
No, I'm just saying, could you imagine?
2013.
On your
2013.
mind, that's all.
Yeah.
But you only process the world in one language.
In one language.
That's it.
Honestly, no go tla
Why?
understand.
Either one.
Hey,
Speaking English, then it came.
and then it switches.
Yeah.
But I think that's why then
I feel like
English is the number
Universal?
one universal language, because
It
we can
is.
assume that as say Russians only speak Russian,
Quick
they
interesting
can
question.
watch and pick it up,
Yeah,
because it's all over the world. But if it was didn't have a universal language, then it would be even worse for people who actually just speak one.
Quick interesting question, right? English, universal language.
Who decided?
When you think in your thoughts, which language do you think with?
English.
You think in English?
Islam.
How do your thoughts go? Do you think in English?
I even talk to myself.
Like you get in the
English.
kitchen, do you
I
say
know.
like "Ke kgotsaya?"
Okay, no,
Oh, where did you
I
get that
think
from?
I think in English and probably speak to myself in Setswana.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I have a thing for Setswana. I tend to
That's
want
good.
to speak it a lot.
That's
For
good.
because my dad used to do a thing whereby Naribias kwa tata. Ebe ko ro motena. And then he decided you know what? Because my dad is I'm not gonna say very cultural, but you know he
yeah.
grew up
Hey.
Wawan. So I know he'd be like, "Ha ke tlhaloganya gore lona ka ke bua Setswana. Mo kanya na go bua Sekgwa tsa dilo tsa kae. Cutting off Sekgwa. Hela matcha simolla re bua Setswana. You see the thing April 1st?
Yeah.
Oh no, the government got it from us, eh? The government got it from us. So he'd implement that for Setswana, and then we'd probably go a month, and then we'd be like, we used to go to, I had a private school when I was younger, probably primary. We'd go to school and we're speaking a lot of English, and then having to come back is a struggle. So I know we'd search, we'd last about a month. But growing up, I realized why. Because Setswana is actually a very beautiful language.
It's a lot
so
of
I
fun.
might think in English, but hi lore, ke batla go bua dikakanya tsa me, ke a go bua ka Setswana. Ha ke le nese like ke a go bua ka Setswana.
What
It
about
just
you, Miss
happens.
Joy?
No, no, English, mate.
At least I'm not alone.
You have to add the mate. The mother.
Just to make sure we got it
English
straight.
mate.
English,
English
mate.
mate. What about you, Sari J?
English, all the way.
Shame on you.
Yeah, no.
English.
Yeah.
I'm not
What
proud.
about you? What about you?
Kalanga.
HTML.
No. I think Kalanga, you know, hey, my process system for Kalanga. Kalanga is a lot. It's a heavy language.
It is.
So
it
I
is.
think if I were to think in Kalanga, I'll take a lot of time to do that. I'll probably be just in that bed, like I should wake up.
Trying to process.
But then still,
But then thinking and
And it's kind of,
thinking and talking.
it's kind of aggressive. So I just
Yeah.
put the blankets there, like yes, Ikabuka.
Now you sound like a Kalanga warrior like that.
So it's
Yeah.
fairly a mix of English and Setswana.
Okay.
I'd say that.
Okay.
How about
no,
you?
I don't. I definitely think in English.
See,
No,
English is
it's,
the winning
it's not a.
But like even if it's like for traditional things, like say Hwapile Serobe,
Ah,
do you like?
No, I mean that you have to say in Setswana.
yeah, you just have to.
But that's
say
the thing. I was gonna say it, but it depends.
Yeah,
Because I mean, if I'm thinking to just myself, I think most of the time is in English. If I'm thinking and I'm with other people who speak English, it's definitely going to be English. But if I'm around with just like either my sister or my brother and my mother, most of the time Setswana.
Yeah.
But I think it's because I know I'm going to be speaking
Automatic.
Setswana, so then in my
Yeah.
head, you switch. That's the thing. I think that's the crazy thing also, but if you grew up speaking multiple languages, go to people who don't find it fascinating that you can just go from one to another, then back.
Just
And you're just like,
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
did I do that?
Right.
and then you don't even realize it. I'm like, yes, and they're just like,
That's what we cut
they're just completely confused as to how in your mind that's how things are operating. I mean, it's nuts. I mean, even Dora, like what his parents speak English, but when they're together, it's Romanian.
Okay.
Completely.
Yeah.
The only reason they speak English is for my benefit. So sometimes we'll be speaking English and they'll just be like 2 seconds. And they go and they're like, okay, cool. He'll tell you what we were saying later because it would just make more sense. And he'll plug you in later. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And I'm always just like, yeah, no, it's cool.
That's
That was for me. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, look, at home we do the same thing with him. Like, no, 2 seconds. And then I'll be like, okay, no, I'll tell you later what. It's just easier. 2 seconds. Fun as-
What about your angry language? Which one do you switch
Oh, so
to?
what are you talking about? Hey, like, hey.
Seriously, when I'm praying, when I really want to get a point across somebody's head, it's always English.
No, man. So it's on in my. I may talk
does
to
it
you
work?
in English, but in my head,
It does work.
I'm like thinking like.
Hey.
And then I'll be like, listen.
No.
I did not appreciate. But in my head, I gotta maybe next
This
time
is not-
step back, come back again.
No, that's
But it's fun. I'm like,
English.
nah, I'm gonna throw it up.
Get like, bro, what's wrong?
I can't.
Are you guys serious?
I
Because I remember
can't.
one time my grandma was like, because I'm such a prayer person. So mama's like, pray. I'm like, she's like, please pray in Setswana. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm like, no. I couldn't. She actually saw me struggle. She was like, it's okay, you can switch. I'm like, yeah, thank you, man. Because
then you got into your vibe.
yeah, I'm like, yes.
I think the only one I know is what happens. God is a stupid one. Namalidi tapule.
Amen. Done.
And that's why I maxed out my good people.
No, not my angry language is Setswana.
Is it?
My angry language
Like even
is
when you
Setswana.
speak, like when you're angry, you speak in Setswana. Like,
Setswana.
"Wait, like, how you know?"
Like here's the thing.
guys
I realized it when I think my mom got really annoyed with me that when I'm mad, I used to speak English and then go into bombastic words because I carry
I'm flabbergasted.
hey, that's how it is. You know my mom.
I am perplexed.
Hey, my mom. What about manare? We say okay, mama tla ba re we say gore ga ke tsora wa le mo ga gore ga o bua ka bua ya le motho mongwe ka tsa gore o mo tlhokela metseo wa le mo and I'm like all right
Yeah.
so I switched to
Switch over.
Setswana but it's become so normal that ga ke tenega hela Setswana gore
Comes through.
I don't even think in English like gore whatever you get
Please
here
baptize me.
happened
Yeah.
here.
No, but you know what? I always find it because I lived in the US for 12 years. So I was like the only person who spoke Setswana, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I knew what even if I wanted to get my point across or to make it very clear to my friends, but I was not pleased, I could even say something that was completely nice. But Setswana, she knows what you.
Yeah.
Hey, I might need to
Fire.
apologize. Hey,
Yeah.
or even when he annoys me, I just mutter off as one. He's just like, hey.
Yeah. The
That's what
face
Jesus
down.
saying with Romanian.
No, he says it very well in English.
That's what he said.
he makes his feelings very well known in English.
I know
That one he
Setswana.
doesn't know. But Setswana, I think it strikes
Setswana.
a chord. I don't know if it's
Hey.
the sounds.
I think that's also
I just be like, I'm very
it has,
upset with you. No,
and
but
now
You don't even
you sound like the
sound
queen
upset.
of England. You sound like the queen of
guys.
England. Okay, honey, you're sitting in your
Yes,
throne
I'm
of
very
diamonds. You're very displeased. Okay, and then what?
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, cool.
And then, but ke tenegile ga ke a rata ka ha ntse re ka teng ebile ke
Yarr.
gore ke utlwa gore o ntlhokela metseo.
It sounds like you're angry.
There is no confusing it
Hey,
at all.
even if you can't hear what this person is saying,
You
the
know.
tone and the body language is like, okay, I'm sorry.
But go to the stare. I think everybody learned the stare from their mother. Go to what you
Yes, yes.
Put your affairs in order.
Language itself, the stress language.
She doesn't need to say anything. Just by looking at you, you know.
Yeah. Oh, my personal favorite. Katla go tebo steal.
Yep.
Yeah, your
You
names in
know.
Your
full.
full name.
Penyo Bokets.
Ma, ga nna ma.
Right.
Ba bang kgwela ga ne ke seo. Ma, tlakwan. A go tla go mpolelela gore mosetsanyana ko wena o ntlhekisitse ke maitseng.
Yeah.
You gotta
E bo go
love them.
senyega.
but-
E bo go
but-
Maybe I
senyega.
didn't. Wait, my mother. She didn't even have to say my name. God, I knew when I was in trouble. When she walked and gave me the look, it's like, I'm so sorry. I don't even know what I'm sorry for. And I'm like, it wasn't me. It was him. I don't know.
Right.
Good for everybody. I'm sorry. Yeah, because
Oh, the
hey,
silence.
Setswana has the thing. What about you, Sadie? What's your language? What's your angry language?
Well, first of all, I don't think I get angry.
you just like into it.
Yay.
Honestly, I feel like I don't know how to be angry. No, I'm serious. I get that's my friend right there.
I will share some with you, girl.
I get hurt.
Overflow.
Honestly.
I think something that's supposed to make me angry actually hurts me. If does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like it makes you
Yeah.
feel well, like sad or emotional more than it does.
And then you go into this thing
Yeah,
where you
I
go
saw- I saw
quiet.
And then
Yeah.
and then when I'm like that, I sort of like pull out or something. Just so I reassure myself, you know what? Go back.
Setswana or in English?
No, in English, of course. In English,
There's nothing calming
no,
about
Sadie,
Setswana. Okay, you must calm yourself in English.
Well, let me beat.
Well, I debate.
No, guys, never like breathe.
Take it easy. They're not worth it.
And,
They're not
But
worth
actually, like,
it.
Setswana is quite aggressive because if somebody reprimands me in Setswana, yay, guys, my heart. But if it's in English, like, listen, okay, I take it well. Setswana.
Yeah.
Woo.
No, it'll break you. I can like sometimes when my
No,
grandmother tells
honestly.
me I have not checked what I'm like, hey, it's just so heartbreaking. But if you was like, she'd be like, my grandchild, you haven't checked on me. Be like, sorry, grandma, you cool. I see you're straight.
Right.
Well, Shaba, don't worry, girl. I'll hit you up
Hey.
next month.
No,
You
but
know?
but English gives you that chance to actually have a two-way conversation.
Yes.
If she's mad at me and she's addressing it in English, she's actually giving me a chance to actually
Come
tell
through,
her.
ma'am. Come through for me.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now what's Setswana?
That's true.
What's Setswana? You don't even give me a chance. Your
Yeah.
words they shut me down.
Definitely.
I
Yeah.
think it's on purpose though. No, I think it's on
is.
purpose. I think it's on purpose where you're trying to well, at least in personal experience, it's a subconscious thing for me because ke rile ke le motho e leng gore ke kgobetletsa maikutlo ke like my age mates, my friends. So they used to have this thing where they would have this ability to just keep doing things over and over, and I tell them, please don't do that. I don't like that. Or let it just close into myself.
Yeah.
So when I switched to the Setswana, is to show you, listen,
Time is
you've
up.
been
Yeah,
taking
yeah,
advantage
yeah.
Don't
of
do
this.
this.
Here's the
Oh,
line.
You had the chance.
crossed it.
You had the
Yeah.
chance to have a
Right.
grown-up conversation.
Right.
How to
Even up for
communicate.
discussion.
Now
Yeah.
it's not
That's a
about
verbal
your
smackdown.
Yes. Like
I
now,
gave you time.
you don't
Right.
win.
The
Okay,
choke slam.
it's not a fight if you're getting beat down.
Yes.
Now.
Exactly.
No,
it's on
it's true, I get-
purpose. It's subconscious where you're like, no, yeah, you have to show this person that I gave you the chance and you didn't take it.
We're either strong or we're very angry. I don't know which one. I won't
She's very
speak for her, for me. Yeah,
What about Toy? Do you have bad experiences with communicating in English to people who normally communicate in Setswana, and then you're just like, I don't like the tone of what you said, and bone ga go processege because
Customer service.
ba batla Setswana, ba batla
Setswana.
Setswana.
Yeah.
Customer
No,
Yeah.
because some
service
people like they're used to
providers.
it. Because that's the thing is, half of the things I feel like in English, it's very rare when somebody like when they say it, it's not in a calm way, but you've thought through it. I get. So when they present it to you, it's not as like raw. So it's not when it comes out, it's just like. It's like pure energy. They're about to tell you.
There's no
Hey,
sugarcoating.
so like when you,
Setswana.
so when you sugarcoat in English, when the person receives it, they're just like,
You're trying to be
they
politically
don't,
correct.
yeah, they just okay. Like, well, I don't like. Is it really that big of a deal? I don't understand. You just need to give me raw energy because that's what I'm used to. And then you're like, cool. We move on.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, when I fight with people who only speak English, well, that's what I'm used to. I'm terrible at it. I can't like. Then I just default to cussing because not at them, just in general.
Just
I
in
just don't know
general,
what to say. Like, it's
because
frustration.
you need to
Hey,
show.
oh my God.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, I can't get my point across. And I mean, I speak English very well, but when it comes to like, if you just want to tell people, yes, ask him, cussing.
You mean crying in anger.
Yeah, that's that true.
There it is.
Thanks, honey.
So he's listening.
Yeah, no, what? And then I just cry because I'm just like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't Susanna,
Yes,
why?
crying.
Hey, and then if it okay. I'm
No,
finished.
that's
finished.
Susanna. If I can't, I'm taking to you, Susanna. I'm probably going to get the point across. So I'll start crying. Can I make it?
And I just listen back and look at my I can't communicate with this person who's an idiot.
Guys, honestly.
No, it's true. And then he just be like, okay, well, when you're done,
Tell me.
I'll be next door. You come get me.
I think that's the thing. For me, the struggle with English is the logic. So I can't get mad because I'm trying to put things in a logical manner, like, you know. But why am I mad? I'm mad because
I can't get it across.
Time.
Hey.
Empty your vessels. I'm going
You're
to
just
fill
flowing.
you up. That's about to happen.
Hey, guys. Anyway, I think it's time.
Yes.
Thank you guys for having a wonderful chat with me.
Thank you,
I'm
Miss Tashi.
supposed to do this every Friday, but the last 2 weeks, hey, it was rough, guys. Having a day job takes up a lot of your time, particularly if you work at a school where things are always up in the air because, you know, COVID. But I appreciate you guys taking the time to chat with me.
The
It
pleasure's
was
ours.
very,
Yeah,
very
it was
fantastic
fun.
and wonderful.
Right.
I hope next week we can be back to do it again.
Hopefully.
Universe.
Honestly.
The gods of Rome.
The pause was
I'm just throwing it out there. The universe will catch what it catches.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Hold on.
No, but thank you guys. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having
It
us.
was very lovely to talk to you guys.
Yeah,
You
the
guys are
topic
all
was
doing a
very fun.
wonderful job, and thanks for making me feel very comfortable. I get to go back and look at spreadsheets now, so yay. It's fantastic.
It's like
Nice,
the
Tashi.
accounting teacher. Do you teach?
Me? Oh no, my actual job here at the Dow Academy. I didn't tell you. Oh, okay.
You didn't.
Sorry, I'm the chief operations officer.
Oh,
So I don't teach.
Oh.
I manage the building.
Yeah, administrative.
Everything.
inside.
Facilities to collecting fees to dealing with parents, the whole nine. That is under me.
No, okay.
So it's fine.
Yeah.
It is not what I thought I would do with my life, but it is.
It
It's not
is what it
obviously I
is.
did not go to uni for this.
Yeah.
I know somebody does go to uni for this, but it is my job now. So
Okay.
I know, right?
All right. Any last words, guys? Do you want to say anything?
No, I think I just want to say I've enjoyed this week.
Yeah, no, it was fun.
This session was a perfect end to this week.
Oh, fantastic.
You know,
It was
perfect
fun.
end to this week.
It was
I had a
fun.
hectic day yesterday, but this
Makes
is
it all
worth
up.
it. Yeah,
Awesome.
that was amazing.
Well, I just want to say, Joey, I forgive you.
Aww.
Because I feel that being here and talking, being so loud, being myself, I'm now back to being his friend, the one that he wants back.
Oh, nice.
Ma'am.
So we're
Therapy
cool
at
now.
TDA.
Yeah.
Why not?
Just another thing TDA provides for everybody.
We do a lot.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yeah, other than that, I've enjoyed this as well. Thank you very much, Natasha, for making us feel comfortable.
Honestly, it was fun. I
I'm
love the
glad.
topic as well. I never thought that could be a topic, but yeah.
A lot to say about it, the
Right?
right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Did we steal your show?
Pun intended. No pun intended.
And what about you, Tesla? Any last words?
Okay, guy.
Oh, your language is
One
flown
word,
out
one
the
tech
window.
word.
All
will
those
get
languages you
okay,
say you know and you
okay.
got nothing.
Oh, here's what. Can I do some shout outs?
To my
Shout out to my homies. I'm kidding. Yeah, it's been amazing, guys. This has been a whole of a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
We've been learning, beating
Right.
ourselves up for not knowing what we should.
Right.
It's been hectic.
Yeah.
But we've been loving it because
Yeah.
we love ourselves a good challenge.
Yeah.
Right.
It's meeting nice people, amazing
Yeah.
people. Yeah, so thank you also. If
Just
you
coming at the end and taking all the glory.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you, that's what you did actually. Like if you came here on Monday, maybe you know.
Yeah, no, things will not be the
Right.
But yeah, man, it's been amazing. This is TDA
Yes.
Radio at the Dow Academy.
Yeah.
Tesla signing out. Sadi J signing out.
Yeah,
Toy
Queen
signing out.
Sadie
That's right.
Miss T signing out. And
Ciao.
Miss Natasha
That's
signing
right.
out.
Bye, guys. Have a good weekend.
Production.